Alright, so I like to get in the vibe. I listen to a song or whatever's just happening, and I'm feeling it. So I just shuffle all the cards, but so yeah. Um, with what I picked up already, my guides, my I just call them my spiritual team because there's so many different beings, different divine animals, dragons, shit. I mean, whatever. But right now, who I work with the most that I'm aware of right now, obviously there's other ones too, but name wise, um, definitely Archangel Michael's presence has always been heavy. Obviously, Archangel Raphael, but Jophiel is the one who I've been working with for a long time for my automatic writing. I can tell her energy, I can feel her energy when she's ready, when I'm ready. It's a whole different feeling with her. It's this like peace, calm, like love, joy, just very more feminine. Michael's energy is like he don't play around as far as like when he wants to be serious, he's serious. Like it almost feels like a father type of parent energy. Because there's been times where if I'm not listening and like I'm like overdoing it or I still want to do a reading, I've had the cards like seriously like just whacked out of my hand before almost. Like you could feel it. Like it's like, no, we need you to do this or blah blah blah. But then at the same time, he's also super fucking funny. I love his sense of humor. Um, he's been teaching me how to trust more because when I first was like really trying to listen more and really hone in on not just bits and pieces, like strengthening my telepathy. I would like I would look at it like a different one and be like, oh no, like the bottom or whatever the deck, and it was like, bro, a whole pack. It'll be like I didn't listen, and then it's like going same one. I was like, fuck, like I knew I should have pulled that one. Or so like even now, sometimes still like he's just funny like that. It's like no, like he'll make his presence known. Like you will know with him, but he's also got a great sense of humor. But when it's time to get serious, he does not fucking play. Like no, he will like be like stern. So, anyways, I already shuffled all the cards. I just want to do a quick energy check. But what I picked up already, what they want to talk about, is the divine feminine, and right now, taking care of, you know, that side of us. But I also think it's more for the actual women in the body as well. Um, and for men or vice versa. However, like I said, like it's just heavy on the divine feminine right now. Um, okay, so with the divine feminine, it's making sure that we're staying in that place of love, at being at the forefront of it, remembering to show kindness, compassion, even when things and people are not so kind, but it's also right now using both, the divine masculine side of us to step into action. It is time to have that, but it's the merging of both. Because there is a heavy, okay, so I'm being told, okay. So I do one every morning personally, just from like, I just like to communicate with them personally. But this was, okay. So when I first did it this morning, December 5th, 2022, one of my strong elements too is fire. I am a fire sign. Mainly my sun and moon is Aries. My Venus is in Taurus. So one of my and I have pretty much all fire, earth, water in my chart. I have one air sign, and it's my Lilith is in Gemini. That's the only air sign I have in my chart. So yeah, I'm like a lot of fire, earth, and then water. Um, but anyways, so I have my candle going, and sometimes I get messages through that as well, but in the form of colors. I also, when I look on the paper, it'll be that if I close my eyes, colors can come through clear as day, or like I said, on paper. So what I had saw on paper, it was first No, no, it wasn't. It went first. I stood there after, and as I was like, connecting with the energy of that, and it was this bright yellow, just a bright yellow ball forming in my third eye, and then it turned to red, and then so it was yellow and red, and then I had a different one. Then when I opened my eyes on the paper when I started writing, it was going to blue. I was just seeing a blue dot all over my paper, just going back and forth. Um, so earlier, um, this was a message. Jophiel, Uriel, Michael, Metatron, Gabriel. They were some of the ones there. So the message that I had channeled earlier, and I guess I'm being told to share this. So there is an interference at this current moment in the connection we have with you all as things are being cleaned up and taken out. Headaches may occur at this time, confusion as well, a sense of things potentially falling apart for you or you losing control. Tension may be a bit higher or a feeling of being on edge. But do know this is all part of the symptoms you may feel due to different parts of the world having interferences and frequencies being removed from the planet. This is the time. Stand strong and remain calm. Ground yourselves in the present moment to Mother Earth's crystalline grid and the rose grid. Keeping your vibrations high will help smooth the process of trying to filter out all illusions and confusion. Keep love at the forefront of your heart and stand unafraid, for we are always here protecting, loving, and guiding you all the way. This too shall pass. Stay the course and trust in the plan. So with that, you need to have, not let these interferences, whether it is with your work, your family, your friends, people, romantic relationships, people trying to come in at the last minute, it's the end of the year. This is a time for us to really be smart, because this is the time of resting and reflection and really cutting things out that we are completely done with, completing cycles. It is crucial for us to stay the course and not let the distractions of past things try to come back, cycles trying to repeat themselves, people trying to throw themselves at you, or emotions or family patterns or things like that. It is like the heavy message that I got was no interference. Do not be distracted. Do not. Do not let them get you out of the higher energy, the higher frequency. You have worked way too hard on your own journey to go backwards and have to repeat a cycle. It's like it is so close. You can taste it, your manifestations. So that was, and that was unexpected. I did not expect to share that. Yeah, because that's kind of like, whatever, just whatever. But yeah. So, oh, it makes sense. So, okay, yeah, because see, it's like, okay, you're putting all this work in, you're doing all the work. That's the divine masculine. You're taking action. You're, doing all that stuff. But also right now, I know personally for me too, it's just, like I'm noticing it. I'm like, the people try to get you into a lower vibration. They try to get you into that fear mentality, into thinking, oh shit, like, let's throw this at her so she can get pissed off, and completely lose focus of the joy, because you have to be in the energy and frequency. It's the vibration of it. The thought is one thing. It only takes one time for you to think the thought into being. Once you think it, it sends it out there, but you have to stay in the vibration of your manifestation, and it's not going to happen overnight. I tried to explain this before. It's like, because everything is so dense in the planet right now, like the energy has always been heavier. It's been harder for manifestations to, you've almost had to like try to punch through a brick wall. And it was slow, because the energy was so dense here on the planet. So, before, back in the day, that's, it was like, oh, manifestations. It was easy breezy. You could just be like, poof, and it was there. Well, it's a little different. And we're trying to get the consciousness back up to a place where you know, it's in harmony, it's in peace, and things can manifest much easier and smoother. But you have all these fucking interferences, and it is these lower vibrational beings that are trying to protect. How the fuck they're not. It's the divine, right? Project their bullshit into our minds and into, you know, like I said, just, well, they're gonna use people, places, things, your own emotions against you. And that's why the illusions, it's like they will, it's like acting, you know, I'm calling little body snatchers. Like they fucking can project their mentality into someone else who is at a lower vibe. They might not even be aware of it, the person, you know. And that's another big reason why I have no urge to want to go back to a lifestyle of, you know, even really drinking. You know, drugs is one thing, like, no, but like the drinking, when I found out, like, I didn't even really realize that how dangerous that is, especially for people who are on a spiritual path, a mission, a purpose, your destiny. Because when you allow yourself to drink, you're lowering your vibe, your, you know, vibration, right? Your energy. It's scary though, because blackouts or drinking too much, you consciously, it's like your higher self's like not there, and you're allowing yourself to potentially put yourself at risk for attack or for a takeover sometimes. And this is why I believe that many of times that I have blacked out drinking and I do not remember, people will tell me something that happened, it's like, who the fuck was that bitch? Because that bitch was not me. Like, you know those memes you see, like, oh, you gotta take that up with drunk me because this one doesn't remember. That's fucking facts. And it's because, what if though, what if at that moment it really was a type of takeover where it was like, not you? Because, you know, the devil likes to play in the playground too, and, you know, those shadows need somebody to fucking hop in too for a little bit and do that, you know, and cause you to make unwise decisions. I mean, you hear all these crazy stories of people that are like murdering people and said like, oh, it wasn't me, someone told me to do it. Like, I really do believe that shit. And, you know, some people do take advantage of that and like try to claim insanity when no, like, it was really just you, bro. Like, just admit it. But no, like, there really are things like that that, you know, it's real. So, again, you know, whatever. So, I think right now, yes, they're wanting you to take action on your dreams, your goals, your pursuits, of course, but not getting distracted and staying in your femininity as well, to be emotional, compassionate, empathetic, love, joy, softness, you know, like keeping that balance in yourselves as well. Oh wow, I could just do the whole message like this. But I want to use some cards. Okay, so anyway, so yeah, that was definitely important right now because, as we all know, um, there are many, many, many of us being attacked right now. And yes, you know, our children, which is another reason why today was the day for me where I finally was like, you know what, fuck this. I'm coming out, because I've had my daughter now tell me two different things, two different experiences that she has had personally, and something that happened to me. And then one of my visions was, okay, you know what? Yeah. So this is, we'll just do this. This is what I had written. It was somebody that I listened to today that I could not believe. You know, I mean, I do believe, but somebody that I was listening to today had almost the exact similar type of dream vision that I had, whatever it was. I believe we're going into different realities or different timelines or parallels, whatever, but also the spirit, you know, dream state. I've been to different planets. I've been able to, whatever, right? Point being, when it comes to my kid, I don't fuck around. She is gifted, and I was starting to put together the same thing that this other reader was saying. And there's obviously truth to everything she was saying too, because she's also, you know, on this amazing journey. And you know, I've enjoyed watching her on and off throughout, you know, the past year or two. I think it was maybe a year or two, because I've had to also separate myself from social media too, you know, to work on myself so that I could master what I'm trying to do, so I could step up and be a leader and do my calling and come out there and share things too. But anyways, when she spoke about this today was when I saw the video about a dream she had with her brother being in it and then her children. On everything a week ago, and I was telling my daughter this. I go, because like I was driving her to the bus stop, and I'm like, oh, so I didn't even like tell you I had this really funny dream because we always used to do this thing where it was like, oh, like, all right, we'll meet you over on the other side. Where are we gonna go? And she was little. She's like, meet me in McDonald's lands. I'll be there, and or Rainbow Land, but wherever. And like, that's how I would help try to get her to sleep too. I was like, all right, well, I'll meet you there. Like, tell me where to meet you tonight, and I'll meet you there in your dream. So anyway, so me and her I don't have too many dreams with her in it because obviously I'm out and about doing my thing. Because she would say the same thing. She's like, you're never really in my dreams. I'm like, well, mommy's working. I want to know what the fuck planet I'm going to be on tonight. But you know what? I love you and I will find you though. So anyways, this is what really caused me to want to step up too, because that's where I draw the line. Our children should not be taken advantage of. And when it's my kids being attacked as well, it's not okay. So the dream I was telling her about it was real weird. First of all, don't know how the fuck Luann from the Real Housewives was there. Somehow I was at her house. I feel like Ramona was in the kitchen or something, but it was Lou's house, like Luann. And then there was like this big bed, and me and my brother were there, and we were chilling in bed, and my daughter was at the bottom of the bed, but it was my brother as well, which I don't really dream about my brother too much, but we were laying in bed and we were all talking, and all of a sudden, Peyton, like we were laughing so hard though, but as she was talking, I kept saying like, oh bro, like what the hell's coming out of your mouth? Like get your dragon ass breath out of here. And then we all just were, I was like, but she was having this like smoke, like this gray smoke come out of her mouth. And I was like, oh, like that's gonna stay, like, ew, what are you doing? Like what the hell is that? Like take that dragon ass breath. And it was just this long cloud of smoke coming out of her. Well, that was that. Then a couple days later, she was telling me, and I didn't know, she's only 9, so she's in 3rd grade. She was telling me how like kids were like really mean to her at school already. I'm like, what the fuck? Like who is bullying you? Oh, are you kidding me? Like, she said that these boys were on the bus because she just told me, she talked about it again today. And she's like, oh, I found out that kid's name, which I'm not going to mention any names, but yeah, there's these little boys on the bus who they're clapping and they're yelling, we came here, or no, we came to kill Peyton. We came to clapping. We came to kill Peyton. We came to kill Peyton. First of all, what fucking 9 or 10-year-olds are talking like this, and where the hell is the goddamn bus driver? I was so upset that like I wanted to get the hell on that bus because she told me about it this weekend. Today is Monday. But I didn't want to embarrass her. But the fact, A, that the bus driver doesn't say anything to them. Clearly she hears them. Peyton says she hears them. B, I didn't even get an email about this. How are people not taking this seriously? How much have we seen an increase in children in high school or wherever, who, God knows how old, it could be even younger now, but committing suicide for the bullying going on? And what happened to, didn't we all see 13 Reasons Why, right? Did the fucking bus driver not get the memo? That's a thing, and to be starting at 9 years old already, right there, point being. So when the reader I heard today had the similar dream with her brother being in it, an entity taking over, and then she's talking about snatching children, I'm like, oh, like going through using children, I'm like, oh my God, because I was like, what is wrong with these kids? Like, it's crazy. Okay, so this is what she is saying, and what she said, the warning that she got from her guides, is exactly what my daughter was telling me was going on with her. Okay, with these kids. We came to kill Peyton. We came to kill Peyton. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, people are already saying, oh yeah, your cousin hates you. Like, who the fuck is this little girl? Anyways, let's just stop, because like this is crazy. The other thing I wanted to talk about now that we're in it, because this is where I was putting this all together. This was after my channel message today. Then I heard her, and I'm like, holy shit. And I put 3 things down that exactly happened within the past week or so. Um, so then, me and her like to practice. So we were doing this thing, and now I don't care. We do bath salts together. She's my little girl. I don't care. So we're on the top. We're like, oh, let's practice. Like, we used to practice sending each other things and through our head, like tell about like what am I thinking right now. So then I was like, well, let's do this fun thing. Like, I never tried this before, but supposedly if you look at someone in the eyes, you can see into their soul. So we're doing it. We're in the bathtub. We have candle lit, and it's not too dark, but it's a little dark. And we're doing our bath salts. I was doing a face mask for her, and we were staring at each other, her eyes, and she was telling me what she was seeing with mine. First of all, she said mine completely went white, and then it looked like first she said snake eyes. I said, but hold up. That was probably a feline eye, okay? I am not no motherfucking reptile. Let's just know I take this very serious. I'm not saying that all reptiles are bad or draconians, but you know what? A lot of them are, which is fine. No judgment here. But let's not say snake eyes, okay? She was like, but they were like skinny. And cats have that too. So anyway, so she was like, well, it looked like snake eyes. I was like, okay, well, whatever. They went white and snake eyes, whatever. But they're feline with bangs. Anyways. And then it had me fucked up. I was like, oh my God, am I a hybrid? Like, what the fuck am I then? No, 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 no. Could it be? No. I was like, no, don't let this fuck me up right now. This is the shit that goes on in my head. It's crazy. So I'm like, no, no, no. I'm not a fucking reptile. Don't. Anyways. So this was what is scary. And this is a fucking truth. So then I started looking at hers because she did me first, then I did hers. And I noticed, I was like, wow, they're like, yours are just big. Like right now, they're getting really like dark. Like they were like dark and like big. I'm like, and I was just staring, I'm staring. And then I noticed a switch in her, bro. She told me to back up once because I was like real close to her. And then she told me to back up. And I was like, okay. So I backed up a little bit. And then she jumped towards me. And I actually fucking screamed. I was like, oh, like I was scared. I like moved back. And she was like this kind of. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I grabbed her hand. I'm like, dude, what? She's like, oh, I'm sorry, mommy. And she's like, I told you to move back. She's like, I don't know what that was. She's like, I just wanted to. She's like, I was about to scratch you. Like, scratch you. Like this. Like, and then so I stayed calm because I'm trying to train her and like help her. Not like train her, but like, I didn't have anyone to help me growing up, Like, I didn't have a parent that even. Let's just say I'm going to be there for my kid to guide her on these things because that's what I'm supposed to do. So then I asked her questions. It's like, okay, well, what did the energy feel like? She said, well, did anyone tell you to do it? Like, no one told me. Nothing was told me to do it in my head. And she said, I don't know. Like, it didn't feel bad, but like, and I didn't want to make her feel bad because she's like, I didn't want to hurt you. I told you to move back. And I was like, no, it's fine. It's fine. Like, that was really weird. Like, that's okay. Like, as long as like you didn't feel like someone was like telling you to do like, so I'm wondering, I did not know what to think of that because I know for a fact she struggles with it because backstory. Her father is lower vibrational, let's just put it that way. And one time when I was at his house, because we're not together obviously, like we separated, I left 6 years ago, 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, almost 6 years ago, 5 years ago. We're at the end of the year, it's fucking 6 years, who gives a shit, basically. But yeah, so like about a year or two ago, I had physically, and I told him, I said, you have an entity attached to you, bro, because he gets very angry, has more of the like, he knows I don't give a shit. Like, I've said it, like narcissistic traits, whatever, psycho traits, like just the anger that takes over him sometimes is absolutely crazy. Not saying he is a completely bad person because he's not. I think he struggles with that too, but he has a dark energy attached to him, and he does not want to believe that. He does not believe in anything that I believe in, really. He does read the Bible once in a while, but what is the Bible going to do when you have an entity attached to you, bro? I saw he was walking right past me, and this is like just broad daylight. Like, I go, what the fuck is that? And I try to stick my hand through it. It was a big cloud, looked like a giant walking cloud, but it was gray, it was dark, and it was following him, behind him, to where like parts of it was like I was right there, and I don't know what the fuck I was thinking, but I was trying to put my hand through it to see if that shit was like, but is this what the, like, can I feel it? Like, I'm seeing it, but I wanted to see if I could feel it, and it just went right through. Like there was, but I'm seeing. I go, dude, like I just saw, and I told him, I'm like, yo, like you need a fucking, what do you call those people? To get a demon out. Oh, come on, man. How am I losing my train of thought here? Exorcism. I was like, bro, you need like, listen, I'm a demon slayer. If you need some help, I could try to get it at it, but like you've got an entity attached to you, whether you want to believe. I just saw it, which I already fucking knew. I've seen it in his eyes before. It was not him. Sometimes his anger, it just goes black, and then he don't remember sometimes in his rage. So, anyways, that was another thing when I physically saw the dark cloud of smoke. So then I put two and two together after listening to her today talk about the dream, and it all triggered it for me, and it all put it together for me. That's what I'm saying. That one spark, you hear something and it puts the pieces. We all got to help each other out here, because that connected the dots for these three things for me. Um, but it is the dark smoke I saw coming out of Peyton's mouth, like this little, and that wasn't as dark as the one with his. It was like a lighter gray coming out, and I think it was my team's way of specific things. Same thing, the brother triggering it to hear her story, the smoke, and then the smoke with him, and her talking about the children and how they're trying to use and go through children now. And I do know for a fact my guides have told me the veil is thin for me. It's completely thin. It's not there anymore. For at least for me, and I don't know if it ever really was, because I am also divinely protected, like hardcore. And we'll get into those stories about attacks on my life, um, physically dying and coming back multiple times from trying to be taken out. I mean, this shit's real, and I'm just tired of living like it's not, like, and feeling so alone, like, and it's just, no, it's time we all talk about it. And anyways, so that just connected everything for me. And then the fact that my daughter was telling me these kids were chanting, "We came to kill Peyton, we came to kill Peyton," it's fucking terrifying. So I think that is where I'm going to end it here. The whole message just about staying safe right now, keeping love at the forefront, do not get distracted. Yeah, and obviously protect your kids. The shit's really real, and right now, just trust in the divine. There's the weather right now, because I know I had some tension in the back of my head, and there was a couple days where I was like, I couldn't hear my team as well. I know they're there, but I was getting distracted. So that's what's going on right now. But they are removing the interferences that are along the planet right now. So I feel like, obviously, with the interferences that are going on, they're trying to remove everything. So there is going to be a little bit of that wave of like a hit, like, but don't, stay the course. Trust in your team's plan, your mission, your soul purpose, whatever it is. But don't get distracted, and stay determined and stay high. Ground yourselves daily. Do your cleanses, like, this next part of the last, we're in December. Reflect. Take a look at what you fully want to cut out. Do not start off your year repeating same cycles with the same people. You got too much to lose, and you got too many blessings and miracles that want to come into your life, and joy and peace and love. And don't let the haters or fear or illusion or old triggers to trigger you. No, just, you gotta brush that shit off. Like, you know what? I see what you're trying to do. Not today, Satan. Not today, okay? But anyways, oh, cool. So I didn't get to use any cards. Maybe on the next one. But all right. Well, stay safe.